Hey guys, sorry for the sound of the washer in the background and the terrible lighting, but I was just in one of those moods where I was like, now is the time I'm gonna film. I'm actually not feeling great at the moment, so as soon as this is finished, I'm gonna take a long shower and crawl into bed. But this is a time-specific video, so I wanna get it out there because I'm talking about my October reading plans. I struggle as a reader with feeling spread thin across all the different goals and interests that I have. And for some reason, I have a hard time letting myself settle on one thing for a while with the feeling of all different things pulling at my attention all the time. So sometimes I discover a new author or topic that I really want to continue exploring immediately, but I never do. I feel this weird internal pressure to keep mixing things up. So this October, I'm letting myself focus on one period. I'm going hardcore Victober. Victober is an annual event that this year is being hosted by four brilliant women, Katie from Books and Things. I was gonna say from Beyond the Pages, but no, it's Ange from Beyond the Pages then, Kate Howe and Lucy the Reader, and they have challenges for anybody interested. I'm not gonna be participating in the challenges. I basically just pulled books off my shelf that I'd been telling myself I'd read eventually, and I have made the executive decision that eventually is now. So I got things off to an early start in September by reading Victoria the Queen by Julia Baird. It looks massive. It's actually only 500 pages though. A lot of the back part is notes. And I'm about 300 pages in and enjoying it a lot, but not loving it. Victoria's life is fascinating, and this is a really readable biography, but some of the writing choices are very distracting for me. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about this more in a themed wrap-up I have planned for the end of the year. And it still is really great because as an American, I didn't grow up learning about the British monarchy in school, so this is great background info heading into the rest of October. I have 3 other books that are non-negotiable. They will be read in October. God, this washer is annoying me. Also, I just use Future Perfect, so for any of you who teach English as a foreign language, that's like the one time a year you'll hear somebody use it, but that's a tangent. Focus. The first of the 3 is David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. It's been a long time since I read a Dickens novel. 10 years? Is that possible? How old am I? Yes, 10 years since I read a Dickens novel. We all just had that moment together. I love these modern library editions because they're super classy on the covers and the spines, but also because they make big books really portable by having thin pages without making it feel cheap. This puppy doesn't look it, but it's 820 pages long. David and I are going to be well acquainted. I'm planning on reading this physical edition whenever I'm sitting down, but then also getting the Richard Armitage audiobook so that he can croon at me as I clean or walk to the subway or whatever, and I'm thinking that's going to break it up nicely. My hair was driving me nuts and I had to pull it back before I went full Mulan on it, but whatever. The next one is a slight stretch because it's neo-Victorian, but my reading, my rules, Science for Lost Children by Sarah Moss. I read The Tidal Zone by her last month, which is contemporary, and I really liked it. I didn't fall for it the way I fell for Bodies of Light by her, which I think is a gorgeous book, and this is the sequel to that. It follows a woman named Allie, who's one of Britain's first female doctors. And I'm just looking at this cover now and thinking that it's glorious, but also the new Daisy Johnson cover is basically this on crack. The third book is one a lot of you will have seen making the rounds in British halls last year, Take Courage and Brontë and the Art of Life by Samantha Ellis. I've been waiting for this to come out in paperback and it's finally here. Basically, Ellis was always a fan of Wuthering Heights, and like a lot of people thought of Anne as the dull Brontë sister. And when she actually started looking into her life, she was blown away by how much evidence there was to the contrary. Now, I've read 5 of the 7 Brontë novels, including both of Anne's, so I'm hugely looking forward to this. So those are the definites, and then I have 3 others that I'd love to get to this October as well. I'm probably being way too optimistic about how much reading is going to be happening, but I honestly believe in this moment that I'm going to finish the next 2, the first of which is Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. This will be my first Hardy. Gasps of horror, I know. This is a novel of swift sexual passion and slow-burning loyalty that centers on Bathsheba Everdeen, a proud working woman whose life is complicated by 3 different men, 3 too many, girl, making her the object of scandal and betrayal. And I appreciate that this blurb says centers on instead of centers around, which is used a lot more commonly, but is a nonsense phrase. Like centers around, like it does not compute. More tangents. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm in a weird mood this week. It has been a week. Back to books. The other one is Silas Marner by George Eliot, which I've always heard described as the most boring of her novels. But I love George Eliot in a way that's probably unhealthy, so I find it hard to imagine that I won't at least enjoy this, even if I don't adore it. So in this moment, I really do believe that I'm gonna finish these 2 in October. The next one I almost certainly won't finish, but in spirit of overconfidence, I'm including Barchester Towers by Anthony Trollope. I read The Warden earlier this year and was a big fan, and I've heard this is leagues better, although it follows a similar idea of small town upheaval. It's almost 600 pages long, and it's the 7th on this list of 7, so it's probably not going to happen, but why not throw it in there? Because I am hoping to pick it up sometime in the near future, and I'm just looking forward to reading more Trollope in the coming years. There was a long siren outtake just now, which I won't include lest you think you're watching a Steve Donahue video, but this is my Victober TBR, plus the end of Victoria the Queen, which I refuse to hold up. Although I have been carting around on the subway. I got myself slight props for that. I'm pumped for this. I'm ready to just let myself live in this period and with this interest without other reading distractions for a month. Let me know what you think about any of these titles or if you have Victober plans yourself. And I'd also love to hear if you have a favorite Victorian author. I love those types of discussions. So bye guys, thanks for watching.